This is Pat Soundbites Unplugged. Unplugged. The podcast where all the artists go to tell it as it is. Careers, music, tours, and more. And here's your host, the man that refuses to eat squid, Pat Calamari.
Pat Calamari here, your host of Pat Soundbites Unplugged. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I know I am, and you guys are rocking it with this podcast with over 15,000 downloads, and it's not even been a year yet. I can't thank you all enough throughout the world. Crazy. And I got a bunch more great interviews lined up. Going to be on the podcast, whether it's on Zoom. I rebroadcast it back on the podcast for people that don't catch the Zoom on my IGTV Instagram account. But you can find me certainly on Facebook, Twitter, Pat's IGTV, on Instagram, YouTube, and certainly on the podcast. Well, this is a great one. James Young of Styx, yes, JY, the godfather of Styx, here talking to me the other day, Thursday to be exact, September the 10th, promoting the their album Cyclorama, which came out in 2003. It's their 14th studio album, and they have released it for download and digital streaming, available on all the platforms. And as an addition to that, they have launched a video with the track These Are the Times, a lyric video, amazing lyric video. James talks about a buddy of his, Steve Jones, did a phenomenal job with These Are the Times, which was a track that he wrote with 9/11 in mind. So again, this goes back in 2003. And here, 17 years later, it fits so relevant today. So we talk a lot about that. We talk about new music. We talk a little bit about everything. So it's all good. Love what I do. Think about the listeners and the questions to ask and what you guys would want to ask if you had the opportunity to talk to JY. In fact, 9/11 on Friday was Tommy Shore's birthday, and I did do a special early birthday wish for Tommy as well. So Styx, as JY will say, he misses going on the road. So, and their 50th anniversary is coming up, February 22nd, 2022. So sit back. That's going to be great. But I think they'll be on tour just a little bit before that. And I can't wait for the new album. Really can't wait. So don't forget to share, like, send me your feedback, send me your comments, and sit back and enjoy the ride. Live, love, and laugh a lot, because life is way too short. The godfather of Styx, James Young, here on Pat Soundbites Unplugged.
Hey everybody, it's James Young from the rock band Styx, and you are listening to Pat Soundbites Unplugged.
WBXO Classic Rock Redefined in conjunction with Pat Soundbites Unplugged podcast. Super excited day today here. Such an honor to have singer-songwriter and outstanding musician, founding member, the godfather of the great rock band Styx. And of course, I am talking Mr. James J.Y. Young. J.Y., how are you, sir?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Man, super excited to have this opportunity today. This is great. I mean, for the first time ever, Styx has released their 14th album, Cyclorama, on all download and streaming platforms. That was done in August 21st. And also, as a thank you to the nation's first responders and frontline workers to coincide with the stream launch, Styx has created a timely, conceptual, I gotta say, amazing video set to the lyrics of These Are the Times, which is JY is the lead on the vocals, which spotlights the men and women who have been working tirelessly to take care of the people throughout the pandemic. And it can be viewed, well, on our website, on my Facebook page, and certainly on Styx' YouTube page. Wow, a lot going on in the Styx world, JY. Awesome.
Well, we were scheduled for a giant tour this year, but obviously the little baby virus that's not so nice got in the way of a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of things. And it has caused little guys can cause a whole lot of trouble, it seems.
Absolutely. I get that, and it's been a crazy mess here in New York, to say the least. Talk to me about the thought behind taking Psychorama kind of out of the vault and brushing the dust and kind of bringing it into this whole digital streaming platform and kind of doing it, today, leading into the video.
I mean, going back to the beginning of this millennium of the 2000, going from 99 to 2000, of course, soon we did an album called Brave New World, which actually that song, the title song of that one kind of was something that Tommy and I wrote together, and he and I shared the lead vocal on. And so I had a dear friend of mine who is a native New Yorker, who is a feature filmmaker and also teaches film production graduate class at DePaul University here in Chicago, Steve Jones. I just said, well, what can we do with taking some public domain footage and just trying to create some vibe from this? And so we started with the song Brave New World, which we haven't really been pushing that much, but then our manager remembered These Are the Times, which came in 2003, which 9/11 happened obviously at the end of 2001. So 2002, everyone, we were in the wake of it. We were of everything that went on thereafter. People didn't feel safe. Kind of the same thing as now, only from a different angle. And These Are the Times was written and recorded back then, but it just seemed to our manager said, that song really seems like it fits even better than Brave New World to what's going on right now. And so turned to my dear feature filmmaking friend Steve Jones and said, Steve, work your magic. We want to do a tribute to first responders using this song. And I can't imagine what it's like to have a family member that's out on the front line battling what they have to battle from every angle, and God bless them all. And there's some music sort of got overlooked at the time because rock radio had shifted dramatically at the end of the 90s. I really shifted dramatically at the end of the 80s. It went from classic rock to Kurt Cobain and then Dave Grohl in the 90s, and then I'm not sure exactly where it did go. Once we came into the 2000s, it seemed like anything goes really, and Taylor Swift took over. But bless her heart. And so this is what we did, and we just felt like this song really resonated with today. And being forced off the road and having a new album that wasn't quite recorded at the time, we said let's do something to at least remind our fans that Styx is not going anywhere. We will be here when the dust finally settles from all this. And February 22nd, 2022, which is only about a year and a half away, will be the 50th anniversary of us signing our first recording contract. Those numbers again are 2/22/22, 50th anniversary. So if it takes that long for us to get back out there, at least we have a new record to come out with it. And I think it'll be sooner than that. I hope it's going to be much sooner than that, but we just wanted to let our fans know that we're sitting around thinking about them, and we as much as they'd like to come see a show, we'd like to be out there playing one, but it's prudence dictates that we don't push it too hard right now.
Well, you mentioned quite a lot there. First of all,
I don't know how to shut up.
No, it's all good. First of all, good call by Charlie. These are the times. I mean, wow, and great job by Steve Jones. I mean, it is so relevant to think that you wrote something 17 years ago and how it really fits in today, JY. Talk to me about your songwriting process, JY. You know, Miss America and one of my favorite, if it's not my favorite Styx song, Snowblind and Half Penny, Two Penny. Does it start with a concept, a thought, or do you get on the guitar, or how does it work for you?
You know, there can be a genesis. Anything can sort of spark the notion of a song, and you know, just taking a different song, "Fooling Yourself, the Angry Young Man" from the Grand Illusion, which is somebody a lot of people know. I mean, I mean, when my family was started on piano. So I have decent piano chops, decent keyboard chops, and love Jimmy Smith on the Hammond organ, and love John Lord and Deep Purple playing the Hammond organ. And but we were out on the road one day and headlining a show, and we were noodling around with the instruments, and I started doing the I'm nowhere near the keyboard player that Dennis DeYoung was and is, but he said, "That's something, JY. We got to do something with that." And ultimately, Tommy was the one that kind of wrote the song, but ultimately where the lyrics and the melody came in, and so Tommy really gets credited on that. But it was just something I was messing around with on keyboard, and actually, like Renegade, another big song that Tommy sang, that it was like an Alan Parsons dirge. He first came in with it, and then we were at the time out. We were not headlining arenas yet, but we were getting close to it. And I just said, that we could make this into a great rock anthem, I believe. And Tommy turned around and did that very thing. So it's hard to, the genesis of any song is you just have to keep, you have to sit down at your instrument and just sort of think out of the box, or something that you heard on the radio or some Beatles song will all of a sudden start resonating, and you go, let's do something like that. And for me, like Lorelei was inspired really by The Who and Baba O'Reilly out here in the streets, but it had the synthesizer going in the background, so that gave us the clue to
nice.
Let's do a little spin on that, and when I think of Lorelei came out of that. So
you mentioned here 50 years. Wow. I remember, I want to say 75 Equinox, and Lady obviously hitting the airways kind of caught my ear. I think you guys, the first time I saw you here in Poughkeepsie was in 78. And it's been every year probably ever since you guys have been on the road. The music world, JY, has changed so drastically with the whole technology. Now you can send a WAV file, and I know you guys are working on or completing this amazing new album that I'll get into in a minute from what Ricky and Todd shared with me. I mean, back in the day, everybody's in the studio and the label says, "Here, knock your socks off and come up with something." And today, you can send WAV files back and forth. Are you more of you miss the days of getting everybody in the studio? I mean, I'm not a musician, but I think I would be afraid to miss a certain magic if somebody said, Lauren said, "Hey, what about this or what about that?" compared to sending the WAV files back and forth.
Well, Styx originally was 5 guys from the south side of Chicago, and Tommy was the first one to replace that, and he actually had been to Chicago for a while before that, but he was, at that point in time, married. When he replaced John Serluski, he was married to a gal that lived in Niles, Michigan, so they lived up in Niles, Michigan, which is about a 2-hour drive. And Tommy would drive back and forth. But he would just start out, and you'd start writing songs, and so you're sort of, I'm getting away from what the question was, forgetting what the question was, but
no, just pretty much
music is just it's something you can do. Something will pop into your brain just when you're driving the car somewhere, or you're just noodling on the guitar and, oh, wait a minute, I really love that song, let's do something that's like that. But we're still have ideas for songs, and Tommy's become the creative leader, But Ricky's a guy that writes, and I'm a guy that writes some, and I used to write a little bit more, but Tommy's got a collaborator, Will Ivankovich, he met out in the Bay Area through Jack Blades and his collaboration at Damn Yankees and stuff, Night Ranger, what have you, with Tommy, and Will is participating in the writing side of the whole thing as well, and kind of producing the record. So, there's a billion ways to skin a cat, and as we've evolved, and not being in the studio together, it was a great thing because you really would play off each other maybe a little bit more than we can in this day and age. When everybody's sitting in the studio while the record's being made, and you go, hey, we had to put a little maraca in that area, might just lift that part a little bit, and sometimes some of the little stuff maybe gets missed, but I don't know, we've been doing it so long that it's I don't know, you have to just keep doing it, and being socially distanced like we are, and Lawrence isn't now stuck in Canada really, because if he comes across the border, you have to be quarantined for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they just put out a video today. It was Lawrence, Todd, and Ricky doing a little bit there for a few minutes on a Zoom that they released, and everybody got to see. It was pretty, Lawrence the comedian with Todd is just, those guys are just too funny.
Those guys are what a great addition. The two of them are both have world-class talent on their instruments. Ricky Phillips is world-class in many different ways. Great bass player. Ricky Phillips lived in Hollywood in the heyday of what was going on in Los Angeles with rock and roll music, and his stepsister is Steven Spielberg's main producer.
Wow.
They didn't grow up together, but they spent their young adult life in high school and then going into college in close proximity, and so Kathy and so Ricky's just he's seen the entertainment business from the top of the world, and when he was in the Babies and Bad English, and he's seen the film world just through the eyes of his stepsister. He gets invited to these big parties, and sit down next to M. Night Shyamalan at dinner or whatever, and so we have an incredible cast of characters that has pretty much seen the world in their own way, in a different way. Styx has played on 3 continents. I think Ricky Phillips has Lawrence maybe been on 4. Ricky's maybe been on 4 continents. And Tommy went to Australia at one point in time, but we have yet to hit Antarctica. And Styx had never played in South America. We got very close to Aruba, which is about a Tiger Woods golf shot away from Aruba, but away from the South American continent. But I don't know. We got a great group of guys here, and Chuck Panazzo is still there, participating in the making of the record and playing bass on some of the tracks. And he's had his own health battles, and amazingly come through it all. I don't know. We're love what we do, and I intend to keep doing this till the day I drop, till they have to scrape me off the stage. And we're all very health conscious, Lawrence and Tommy and myself in particular, and Ricky is, I don't know, Ricky's significant other is a nurse, so she's paying attention to his health. I don't know if he's listening to her, but...
Well, he's definitely on the golf course, I can tell you that. I know he loves that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're surrounded by, as you mentioned, these guys are incredible musicians. I mean, Todd is, if he's not listed as one of the best in the drumming business right now, I don't know who is. I had the opportunity to chat with Todd when he came out with this debut album, Last Flight Home, and I'm like, where did these vocals come from? I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this about? So I said, are you going to be part of the singing choir? He's like, look, I love doing my part, and that's behind the kit, but I needed to get this beast kind of out of me, and boy, congratulations to him. But he did. I talked to Ricky in February because we were promoting shows up here in New York, and then I just talked to Todd in April with Last Flight Home, and they both were so excited, JY, about the new album, and Tommy, as you mentioned, Will, working on this incredible album, and Todd shared with me, he goes, I got to tell you, he goes, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Tommy wrote this song, Sound the Alarm, and he goes, it brought tears to my eyes, and he goes, I got to tell you, once we released this album, the Mission was a concept, and it was a great album, and I'm still playing tracks off the Mission, but he says, wait till you hear this, and obviously, Tommy wrote this song way before this pandemic, so he says, fasten your seatbelts for upcoming Styx music, so I am so excited. Is there anything that you can share on top of that, JY?
Well, it's, I don't know. I love what I do. As I said, February 22nd, 2022, 2/22/22 is going to be the 50th anniversary of Styx as a recording act. I intend to be around much longer than that, and I'm the senior. Well, Chuck's actually a year older than me, but I'm the only guy that's been on every show. So.
Well, it's all good. And, hey, we got to do a quick shout-out to, I see Tommy's birthday is tomorrow, so an early happy birthday to Mr. Shore. And I saw September 1st, 42nd anniversary of Pieces of 8. I'm like, wow, am I getting old, besides everybody else. But it's all good, JY. Psychorama is again now available for download and streaming platforms where you purchase your music, and I mean please buy. And also share this incredible lyric video for the song These Are the Times, which is dedicated as a thank you to the nation's first responders and frontline workers. And for all the news on Styx, on where we're going here, go to their website, styxworld.com, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Styx the band. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and follow and subscribe. I guess, JY, pretty much some people are releasing albums, but I think I've read enough of you guys are probably going to hold back until you're able to maybe get back on the road again before you release the new album.
Well, it's very difficult to get traction. I mean, at least it was prior to the pandemic, to get traction for a classic rock band for new music, because there's no actual sort of terrestrial radio outlet for it anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little guy, one guy out of many.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of in the major cities.
Right.
For new music, the classic rock stations are all playing, the hits from our heyday, which we still get played on those, but introducing new music and trying to gain traction with it, you make a phenomenal video. I mean, we have to do all these different things to try and make it happen, and so I think we the prudent strategy from the standpoint of our record company, who's investing money in this whole project, and our manager, who's the wise one, and all the concert promoters that have been so good to us, and we have a great working relationship with, which we want to maintain. We want to give everyone as much to work with as they possibly can, because we don't know exactly what we're going to be up against when the time comes. So we're just trying to go by the old school rules of let's make it all happen at once, and you have the most chance of getting critical mass, as they say in the atom bomb business.
No, I get it. I'm a rarity, and I love doing what I'm able to do and keeping new music alive on the radio. And
thanks for all your help.
It's been my gift for the last 5 or 6 years, and people like I got a pretty good listening base because I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I can play Lady and Come Sail Away, but how many people are playing Gone, Gone, Gone or Radio Silence in your rotation? So I'm really looking forward to it. And I know there are dates in October here for the in the Northeast region, but in being realistic, we'll wait for the new album. We'll wait to catch you back on the road. And I want to say, JY, is a lifetime member and a past fire chief here in New York, certainly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for recognizing all the first line workers and all the first responders. These unsung heroes certainly need this more than ever, and Steve Jones did a terrific job, and I'm going to keep pushing and getting it out there as much as possibly can.
Well, as I say, thanks for your help, and we will talk to you soon.
It doesn't get any better than this. Rock legend James Young, JY Styx on WBXO and Pat Soundbites Unplugged podcast.